Today's guest does an amazing job promoting other entrepreneurs. She specializes in making international Afrocentric brands accessible to us lucky Montrealers.
My name is Honorine Lambolou. I'm the owner of Miss Kaby and the Pop-Up Beauty event. I'm passionate about communication, e-commerce, and African fashion.
Hi, Honorine.
Hi, Cindy.
Should I say Miss Gabby or Honorine?
Both? Okay, let's say Honorine.
I mean, Miss Gabby is great. It has good branding power.
You know, people call me Miss Kaby in the street. I'm like, okay.
It's pretty good. Let's go with Miss Gabby. It's all about branding these days. So, you know, I met you through a collaborator that you work with, and she was helping you prepare and organize an event called Pop-Up Beauty. And she contacted me to host the fashion segment part of the event. And of course, I said yes. I love anything that's, you know, about female empowerment. It was a lot about natural products, Afrocentric brands as well. So I was very excited to meet you. So I'm happy to have you on the couch today.
Thank you, Cindy. I'm really pleased to be here with you too.
Oh, thank you. Can you tell me a little bit more about what the event was about for those who didn't have the chance to attend?
Yeah, actually, Miss Kaby, it's a marketplace online that promotes fashion inspired by Afro culture.
Okay.
And once a year, we want to do a big event about fashion. So this is how we had the first edition of the Pop-Up Beauty in Montreal. So that was Pop-Up Beauty, all about fashion, natural hair, and business. So yeah, it was in August this year, and we had fashion show, business branch. We had guests coming from US, from Europe, and
yes,
we
a few
had,
from France, right?
Yeah, France and Brussels too. So that was very, very exciting, and we had fashion shows too. So to promote locals, designers, and abroad designers too.
It was super exciting. I met quite a few people there. I was introduced to a lot of really nice brands that I don't necessarily hear about, and that I probably never would have discovered if it wasn't for this event. And one of the brands that everyone's seen me post everywhere on Facebook, on social media, was Osé Le Foulard,
Yeah.
which I just fell in love with them. I love that the scarves were made by hand. I love the colors. I love that even though it was Afrocentric, it was still a good in-between for the city life in Montreal, you know, in terms of the colors and the patterns.
Yeah.
It's just, it's amazing. And I love their motto of like making everyone feel like a queen.
Yeah, thank you, Cindy. But because you know what, that was the goal of the event. Because what we wanted to do is to have a place when the woman can discover other entrepreneur women, their businesses, and we really wanted to treat our attendees like queens, and that's why we have different kind of entrepreneur around the beauty industry, and this is why we had conferences to talk about entrepreneurship, to talk about business, to talk about fashion. So that really was the point to of the Pop-Up Beauty, and so people can know Miss Kaby that it's more than just shop online. It's a place when you can discover great entrepreneur in the sector of fashion. But with this event, it's really an opportunity for us to connect the person that come on the Miss Kaby website and the designers, and all the designers that were at the Pop-Up Beauty are not on the Miss Kaby website. So that was for us an opportunity to open our doors to the other designer and say that even if you are not in African fashion, because we had also an opportunity to mix the Eastern fashion with the African fashion to see how it goes, and that was wonderful.
It really was. And the website has additional brands, right, that people can discover there?
Yeah. So the website was launched in last year, in 2015, and we had N3R. It's a great designer, local designer here in Montreal, coming from Poland.
Okay.
And she sells on Miss Fibe, and we have Niapsu Design too. We have Origin. So when we started, we wanted to have local brands first
Okay.
to test the website, to see how it goes and how people love the website. And now we are open to welcome other vendors. And the Pop-Up Beauty was the opportunity for us to be known here in Montreal, because as you said, you were never thinking about discovering this kind of brand, because we
Right.
wanted to bring other designers here in Montreal to discover the city, to discover our attendees,
Right.
and to make our attendees discover other brands too that came abroad.
So the event, on top of fashion, there was a lot of other brands that we discovered. So it's not just about fashion. There was skin products, there was hair products, accessories. So, people were able to see a wide range of brands.
Yeah.
And on top of it, there was conferences, right?
Exactly.
So how did you choose the conference topics?
I would say that we had a long discussion with my team around the subject, and we were like, you know what, we are not doing it for us, so let's make a survey. And we sent a survey to about 100 of women here in Montreal, and we had 10 topics, and the three that come of this survey was is natural hair a political statement, how to make business with your patients, and the place of the black skin in the domain of fashion and cosmetics products. So that was very, very cool, because we had speakers coming from US and local speakers.
She was very good, I remember.
Yeah, we had Géraldine Jeune, we had Laurie Sorbs, we had Sky Charlie. So that was very, very interesting. And on top of that, we had Anne Lovely that was hosting the conferences. Yeah,
I like the mix of locals and people abroad. It's I believe you did a really good job at bringing in some fresh blood and some local, and it made for a really interesting conversation. And the conferences, they could have gone a lot longer. People still had a lot of questions.
It was too short. It was too short. I was like, because I was sitting in the room for the conference about natural hair, and Laurie Thorpe is so an interesting woman. So I was like, and people was calling me, where are you? Where are you? I was like, no, I don't want to leave this conference. It's too much interesting. And I think that for people in Montreal, it's great to have like guests, international guests. And for guests, why did they come to the Pop-Up Beauty from Philadelphia or from Washington to come to the Pop-Up Beauty? It was because I sold Montreal. On top of coming for the Pop-Up Beauty, we had this wonderful city that is Montreal. So for them, that was an opportunity to discover Montreal. So for the weekend, so they came, they discovered Montreal. The Saturdays, they had the Pop-Up Beauty. The Sundays, they make their shopping, discover the city, and after that, they went, and they were like, oh my God, Montreal is so beautiful. I want to come back. I want to come back. So for a citizen like me, it's my role to promote my city, and Montreal, it's a really great city that people want to discover. So it wasn't so difficult to bring people here in Montreal. For example, Laurie Thorpe, that was a chance, because I was seeing a Tyra Banks shows. And
she was on.
Yeah, and she was on. And she was speaking, because I wanted someone to speak more than just beauty about the hair. I wanted someone to speak about the history behind it. And when I heard Laurie talking about it, I was like, oh my God.
She's the one.
she is the one, but how can I bring her here in Montreal for my people? And I was like, okay, let's take a chance. So I just wrote an email, and she answered, and she was like, oh my God, I want to discover Montreal.
Nice.
You have to come. And she came, and she sells her books that you can find online, her story. And I think that it's not difficult at all to bring people in Montreal because we have the city for that.
Right. And she's really passionate about spreading the word about hair and how it's more than just hair. It's cultural, it's historical.
Yeah.
It's really huge, the conversation right now.
Yeah, and you know what? The people that were working on the space that we rented for the event, that was a man, a white man, and he told me, "Oh my God, I learned so much at this event. Do you think that you will do it here next year?" I was like, "I'm really happy that you loved it," but because he said, I'd never heard about it, and I discovered so wonderful woman, and I didn't know about all this thing about hair and nappy hair or natural hair. So that was the goal of the Pop-Up Beauty, to go above the fashion, to go a longer way about the fashion.
Okay, well, good job.
Thank you so much. We are already thinking about the next edition.
Yes, definitely. You have to do another one.
Yeah, we want to do it, and we are already working on it.
I do have a small question in terms of why did they call it the nappy hair? Like in terms of how they promoted it. Why not kinky or coily or curly or... Because nappy, some people could say, has a negative connotation to it.
Yeah, for sure. Because, you know, when you know the word, nappy is just the contraction of natural and happy. So it make nappy hair. But, you know, I think it's just in terms of language. People use certain words, others do use other words. But it's not so negative word. I know that some people might think that it's negative. It's not positive way to call curly hair. But when you see how the word is created, it's just natural and happy. So it can...
Oh, when you say it like that, it sounds good.
So it's just nappy hair because, you know what? It's a long story about women, black women, and the hair. And why not to be happy about our natural hair? So this is where this word comes from.
Oh, okay, I like it. See, I didn't know that.
Now you know it.
So now Miss Gabby has really grown. It's a solid brand. People are recognizing it. And you're saying you're already thinking about the next one. You're doing this full time now. It's taken up, you know, a lot of momentum.
Yeah. It was, for me, it was a challenge because as a lot of people, I start doing my business as a passion, and I had my full-time job. And at a moment, I was like, I just want to do my Miss Gabby thing. So I left my job. I just jumped and decide to do it full time.
It's scary, no?
Yeah, it's very, very scary. And you know what? When you heard that call that's saying maybe you just have to take the risk to pursue your dream, and you cannot say, okay, I will do it tomorrow. Okay, I will do it next year. Okay, that's not the good moment. There is never a good moment. So
kind of like having a baby. There's never a perfect moment to have a baby.
No, and you know
and
what?
your business is a baby.
Yeah, it's really my baby. So I have to take care of Miss Gabby. I have to feed it. So until it will work by itself. So yeah, so I jumped. So I had my baby, that is Miss Gabby, and I'm working hard on it.
Congratulations, because that's usually one of the hardest part as an entrepreneur, is to make the switch from the 9 to 5 into doing your passion full time and making a career out of it. Hence probably why so many people chose that as a topic for one of the conferences, right? So what is the main tip that you would give to someone who's still thinking about it, still thinking of making that jump?
I will say that when you are at your work, because I loved my work. I was really happy at my work. So some people just leave their job because they don't like it, and now they want to grow their business. But for my case, I really loved my job. So I think that the advice to know where is it the moment to jump is just that call. You know, when you have that call that's saying, okay, when you are at your work and you cannot you cannot.
You can't focus.
Yeah, you cannot focus, or you cannot stop thinking about your dream, or you cannot stop thinking about your business, or your phone cannot just stop ringing because people are calling you for your Miss Gabby thing.
Right.
You say, okay, maybe it's time to focus on my thing. And you know, I read a lot of books, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Robert Kiyosaki is one of my favorite readers. So I was like, maybe it's time just to jump, to do my thing. And if it's not the good things that I'm doing, it will be an experience. And that will be a great experience.
That has a lot of value.
Yeah, so I think that people just have to listen to that call, but for sure you have to plan a little bit, but not too much, because when you plan too much, you see a lot of issues. You see a lot of no, you cannot do it because of your mortgage, because of your kids, because of this.
There's always going to be reasons, right?
Yeah, so you have to plan at least for the 3 next months. How will you do it? And if you have a family, talk to your family so you can work together on it. So I think that the call and just a little plan, not too much.
Not too much.
It's okay
to jump. A 3-month plan.
Yeah, it's okay to jump. And if it doesn't work, something else will work.
Right.
So that's...
And so far, so good. It's been a few weeks, right?
Yeah, a few weeks. And you know what? I don't have any regrets.
Right.
I miss my people at my job, but I don't have any regrets. It's just a beginning of a dream. And we just have one life, right? So it's time to do whatever you want to do.
Right, I agree. Well, I'm wishing you tons of luck. I think
Thank you.
You're off to something really great.
Yeah.
And the fact that your phone keeps ringing is a good sign.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's opportunity knocking.
Yeah, no, for sure, Cindy. And I'm telling you, when I hold something, I keep to it, so.
Exactly, and I think that alone is very inspirational. The fact that you're so passionate about it, and you just, you know, you're following your calling.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I will be at the next Pop-Up Beauty event.
For sure. The great thing about this, it's all this person that you met.
Yes.
Because
networking.
Yeah, because you know, I follow your show.
Oh, thank you.
And I never thought about being here a day, you know. And thanks to Miss Gabby, the Pop-Up Beauty, and all the things that I'm doing, I'm meeting you, and I'm here today with you. So it's just positive things.
There you go. On that lovely note.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for making the time today, and I'm looking forward to the next event. I really appreciate it.
For sure. For sure you will be here.
And thank you to you guys for watching another episode of Couch Talk, and see you next time.
Wish to see you, wish to see you, many other colors. Wish to see you, wish to see you, many other colors. Wish to see you, wish to see you, many other colors.